Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I'm so glad we could come together today for our collective reading. Let's see what this deck has to speak to us. The Seven of Cups. A little bit of indulgence there. A little bit too much. A little bit over the top. A little bit pushing the boundaries that we had put into place for ourselves. Sometimes that's the issue too, is sometimes we put the boundary in place for ourselves because we know it's for our very best, but because we put the boundary in place for ourselves, well, I can just dip my toe over here a little bit and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. A little bit excess, a little bit too much, a little bit not following the rules that you put out there for yourself for your own best interest. To guide yourself in the improvement and the things that you're trying to accomplish, and then you're just not following them. A little bit of even dabbling with some toxic things that may have been fun in the past. A little bit of rumor mongering. A little bit of obsessing over memes and things of that nature. Wasting some time on social media. I'm getting a lot of wasting time, blowing time, doing things that are not important. And we're not talking about rest. Rest is deliberate. Rest is intentional. Rest is necessary. We're talking about when you should be resting, what you're doing instead is messing with people you shouldn't be, talking about people you shouldn't be, eating and drinking things that you said that you're gonna pull away from, pulling back from some of these things. And instead you've been indulging. You've been indulging in these things that we already know. Like, you don't need a lecture on it. You already gave yourself the lecture and you put the boundaries in place. And that's why it's so easy to step over that line. So this is about a little bit of willpower required. This is a little bit of, hey, straighten up. Because who's going to parent you besides yourself? And who's going to do it in the way that you need to be parented besides yourself? We're long past the period where we can put responsibility on our birth givers. These are the people that brought us up to age, but now we're past that, and so now it's you learned how to do that. And in fact, you probably taught yourself how to do it better than they knew how to do it because they were working off of what they knew. And you are the only one that really knows within what you need. You figured that out along the way. That was your work. That's your job. So now it's also your job to enforce that. And it doesn't mean that you need to be mean to yourself. We're not talking about like punishment here. A little bit of patience, be kind, be gentle, and just be like, hey, hey, honestly slacked off my exercise routine. I did. I did. I was on track. I was tracking my meals every single day. I was doing everything I needed to do to get myself where I wanted to be, to stay, to maintain things. And then I just fell off. And I haven't made the effort to put myself back where I need to be. And instead, it was easier to, it's just one more day of not counting calories, one more day of not exercising, one more day of having a little treat. And how many days has it been since then? Longer than it should be. We'll say that. So, it's fun, but there's nobody that's going to get you back on track but you. It's got to be you. So you can't be like, come save me, because nobody's going to do that. Like, nobody's responsible for you. And nobody certainly is going to push you towards your goals and your desires in the way that should be occurring but you. And you can't ask anybody else to do that. You have to be accountable to you. You can have accountability buddies. You can have a pal that's like, hey, are you doing the thing? No, are you? But if you're both joking about how you're not doing it, is that really doing anything for you? No, but good try. Good try. So we're going to hold ourselves accountable. And let's see what next card comes up. Ooh, our Nine of Wands. This is a different kind of strength too. This is the type of actual motivating energy of I want to persevere through something. I need to. I really have no choice, because if I fail at this, then everything is going to fall apart, and I'm so close. I've done so much already. This is really about holding really tightly onto the progress that I've made and digging my heels in and saying, "Now get it done. Get it done. You've done so much. Why would you slack now? Why are you gonna look back at everything that you've done and just be like, well, that was nothing." No. Do you want to slide backwards? No, absolutely not. So this is the emotional grit. This is the willpower stepping forward and saying, you have it. You know what you need to do. You need to do it, and you need to be the one that holds yourself accountable. So it's following along with our debauchery in the previous card. This is the one that says, now get it together, because you've got it. You can do this. You're tough. You know it needs to be done, and it's just an issue now of you. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to continue down this path. It's all up here. It's in heart. I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna do what needs to be done, and it's gonna come out better than I expected, because that's the mantra I choose to use, because that's what uh, facilitates my growth and helps me progress in this way that is beyond my expectations. And then when I get to where I want to be, I feel really, really, really good about it. It's that strength, it's tenacity, it's willpower. It's nothing but that. It's nothing but the force of your own personal will saying, okay, enough playing around, get it done. The Eon, or Judgment card, as it's referred to in most decks. It is time to let go of these old ways. They have not served you well, and beyond that, it's not just the energy of your behavior, but the energy of your mindset, of your thinking. Um, this is about letting go of limiting mindsets, limiting perspective, but stepping into your real power, and really truly recognizing that opinions are like belly buttons. There's really nothing particularly special about them, right? They're just something that we all possess, or at least most of us. Nothing really remarkable about them. I mean, there might be some basic superficial connection that we all have, and or similarity that we all have in their appearance. They all had a basic beginning and a purpose, but we've long since moved past that purpose. That purpose is what tethered us to those who gave us life. And we're grown now, like we're way past grown now. So holding those ideas, or holding any ideas at all that were passed down to you, doesn't make sense, because you've had more than enough time to come to smarter determinations, more wise and more practiced determinations in what needs to happen in your life, how you need to behave, how you need to treat things, how you need to treat other people. Getting for some of us, it was these expectations that we have of other people that in some cases, these are people that don't even, this doesn't even have anything to do with you, but you've got opinions about it. Well, if it has nothing to do with you, you certainly shouldn't be wasting any of your emotional or brain energy on that. You really do need to let that go. But even if it has to do with you, even if we're referring back to somebody's impressions of how you're behaving, or something they said about you and what your goals are, that doesn't, what does that have to do with you? Nothing. You're being released from this so that you can rise above it, so that you can do better because you know better, because you're capable of more, because there's so much more beyond this basic level of understanding. You're being asked to challenge yourself, to challenge your ideas, being asked to walk away from having thoughts and opinions and perspectives that serve lower versions of yourself, but they do nothing for the higher version of self that you strive to be. You want to elevate yourself, but yet you still play in the mud. Those wet wings aren't going to take you anywhere. They're not going to do anything for you. You got to clean them off first. You got to dry them, preen them. And then when you have kept yourself from that mess, you will start to understand, to truly understand and grasp these higher concepts. So this does require some work, but what you want isn't just handed to anybody. If you want better, if you want to excel beyond, if you want to be more spiritual, if you want to feel more connected with the divine, there's work to be done. That's why I don't get to use that deck anymore. Spirit told me very clearly that I was using these basic cards as a crutch, and that was, and I don't mean to insult anyone who uses that deck, because I think it's a beautiful and profound deck. But for my personal work and for passing messages through spirit, for being a channel, I was being lazy. I wasn't pulling from that deep intuition as much as I knew that I could if I challenged myself again. And now, pulling from this deck, there is a deeper level of symbolism and intention behind it. And it's coming from a place that feels more natural and less scripted. It feels like it's coming through in energetically, like through feelings rather than through the ego. So that's what we're trying to push past. That's what we're letting go of. No more of that. No more judgment. We're going to release all of that so that we can go above it. And we can move to the next level. So I did not pull out any oracle cards today. I was going on my guidance to focus on these 3 individual cards of the tarot today. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we're gonna do more based on the feelings and the intuition than the ego and the thinking and the analyzing and the questioning. We're gonna trust and believe, which is what I've been guided to do, and that is on my healing journey. So I'm going to ask you to do the same for your own healing journey. What is it asking you to do next? What challenges is it asking you to take on? What sacrifices is it asking you to make? I would love to hear from you. If you are looking for personal guidance, I am always available. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for joining me on your healing journey. Thank you for being a part of mine. Much love, and until next time.